was a hypo, and I'm like, welcome to Comics League Movie Night. I am Jared, and today we are talking about Assault on Arkham. The other guy should be here soon, but yeah. So let's talk about this. What's up, Cameron? He says, that, oh boy, this is one of my favorite anime DC movies. Yeah, this is really cool. So the thing about this movie, it's kind of a like false advertising thing because it's advertised as a Batman movie, but it's really a Suicide Squad movie. And here's the interesting thing about this. What's up, NJ? So this is supposed to be like, so you could say that this is a Batman like a Batman like, what's the word? A movie that's in the Batman Arkham verse, and people will be like, well, no, it's not, because it's not, because of these contradictions. But really, when you think about it, this is actually really interesting about it. I saw an argument last night that says that, believe it or not, Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League is actually can't makes this more canon to the Arkham verse. Now, what they mean by that, because one of the points that people bring up about like this movie not being canon is the King Shark design. However, there is a throwaway line of dialogue in Suicide Squad where Penguin says, didn't your to King Shark, by the way, he goes, didn't your cousin used to work for me? So that indicates to me that is canon. So that's actually kind of cool with that. I like that a lot. But so this is essentially the Batman Arkham like animated movie that deals with this, which I really like. And it's one of those movies that I think does not get like discussed as much as it should, because it's a really, really, really fun movie. I like the use of Harley Quinn, and like the Harley Quinn voice actress is really good. All the voice acting in this is actually really, really, really stellar, I would say. I would definitely say. But so drop your guys' thoughts on this movie, why you guys enjoy, why you guys think it's good. Because I definitely like each of the Suicide Squad members have their own like little intro in the beginning of the movie that's like, oh, this is Killer Frost, Lloyd Lawton, Captain Boomerang, King Shark. And I like how this movie is kind of not very what's the word? It's not very like not bloody, in other words. Like it 100% embraces the violence of this. Yeah, it's not exactly PG, exactly. No, this movie is definitely like embraces it not being PG. So I really like that. They do a lot of really fun stuff with this, in my opinion. And it's one of those. And obviously, hearing Kevin Conroy play Batman is actually really, really, really cool. Hey, what's up, X-Men? Super fan. Yeah, and with this movie, so it basically is the Riddler has like in his cane that's in Arkham Asylum a flash drive that on it has like has like compromising documents on like all of Task Force X's operations, like who's on the squad, who's let's see, who's on the squad. It could be even who's like like connecting Amanda Waller to it. Wait, Camp says this is actually when I was introduced the idea of Harley actually being on the squad. I remember being like, wait, since when is she on a team? Yeah, that was added since the New 52, I think. And yeah, exactly. That is a relatively new thing, considering like when you actually compare it to like essentially it's one of those things where like when you actually like think about it, it's one of those occasions where it's existed for so long in the comics that you're like, it's kind of like with like the different Lantern Corps. You're like, oh, this hasn't always been a thing. Hey, thanks, X-Men fan, for gifting 5 new memberships. Hell yeah, I appreciate that, man. I like how this movie makes the Riddler a threat. He may not know how to fight, but remember in many ways, it's like the brains is like the guy that is the most dangerous when you really think about it. It says Killer Frost, my favorite character in the movie. She lived up to her name. Was this the current Caitlin Snow of the comics, who's a hero now? I don't think this was even Caitlin Snow, Killer Frost in this. Assault on Arkham. Let me check what was the name of Killer Frost, because I'm fairly certain she wasn't that. I thought that this was Louise. Yeah, it was Louise. So it's not even Caitlin Snow, the heroic version of it. No, which that's interesting when you think about that. Yeah, it was Louise Lincoln, voiced by Jennifer Hale. Hey, it was a hailstorm. Automatically gets 5 points in my opinion. Automatically gets 5 points in my opinion. But yeah, and let's see. I've been enjoying this channel. I have been leaving comments, but I've been leaving comments. I appreciate that, but I love that you talk a lot about 1D. Oh, never gonna stop, X-Men. I appreciate all the support, my man. I'll respond to your comments after this. But yeah, in terms of like this movie, it's one of those really interesting like movies where it doesn't get enough like love, even though it deserves so much more of a love. Honestly, it's an underappreciated Arkham movie, and it's kind of. But here's the thing: is like some people say it's not canon to Arkham, but I'm like, actually, when you really look at it, it really is. But I love how they just bring in KG Beast just to kill him, because as you guys know, the way the Suicide Squad works is that there'll be a bunch of characters that like we know, like Harley Quinn, Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and all that. And then there'll be like a couple of D-list characters that it's like, one of those D-list characters is going to die just to prove that they will kill them. And he goes, I did like the fact that they actually let characters die in this film and not like the 2016 one. The 2021 is probably my favorite adaptation. Yeah, that's true. That works for me. But because like in the Suicide Squad, you need to have more people die in it because it's called the freaking Suicide Squad. So yeah, but I love this where like they don't believe that like he's going to actually last. So they don't believe that like Waller's actually planting bombs in their necks. So he just walks out and then he gets blown up. I also love later where the Riddler is like, okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to short out your bomb. Say what's up, Tevia. So he like shocks all of them, but because King Shark's skin is so thick, it doesn't work. So King Shark blows up. I love that. And then it's like, why didn't Black Spider's bombs blow up? And then it's like, oh, because Black Spider is Batman in disguise. I love that. That is really cool. I enjoy that. But so what other points do you guys want to say about this movie? Can be anything you guys want to say. There could be anything you guys would like to say here. But yeah, which honestly it drives me crazy that thanks to Suicide Squad killed the Justice. This movie is now canon. It's not non-canon. It actually is recanonized, Tavia. This film really swung for the fence. I respect it. Yeah, exactly. And it very much feels like it's in the Arkhamverse. The designs are the same except for Killer Shark. The designs of like Arkham itself, Batman suit, the Batmobile, a few of the like sound effects. Is Blue Snowman the first ever Freeze-themed villains in comics, DC, and Marvel? She debuted in Wonder Woman 1941, I think. I think Mr. Freeze is the first, but let me see. Okay. Blue Snowman. Let me see. Blue Snowman debuted in 1946, and Mr. Freeze debuted in 1946 for Blue Snowman. Debuted in 1959. So maybe, actually, maybe. How do you feel about the Joker in this movie? Because I thought it was great. I thought it was great too. It's Troy Baker being the Joker, and Troy Baker voiced the Joker in Arkham Origins, and so I felt he did a pretty good job with the voice. The Riddler was very well cast. Yeah, exactly. The Riddler is one of those things where you need the right voice actor, because otherwise he just sounds like a know-it-all. Even sounds too much like a know-it-all, because Riddler should sound like a know-it-all when he's like doing his thing. I remember seeing this in Black Spider. I was like, wait, where's my quippy guy? Yeah, I know. Black Spider, I'm like, so Spider-Man, but he's an assassin. Okay. Plus, yeah, Killer Frost is one of the best characters. I love where they wheel her in to the morgue, and she's like nude, and she just sits up, kisses the guy, and freezes his head, and like knocks him back, and then he like gets taken out. I'm just gonna throw on a hoodie. It's cold in my office, but I do love, again, I love the implied violence in this, because that could be just as like effective and just as effective, if you will. But I definitely dug that, the way that they like arranged that. But so what other points do you guys want to talk about with this movie? So yeah, Blue Snowman, as far as I know, was the first, at least in DC. Who was the first ice villain in DC? Mr. Blizzard, as a matter of fact, in 1949, and Blue Snowman must have done after that. Let me see. Blue Snowman debut, 1946. That's weird. I don't know why they're saying it that way. All right, but Riddler needs to be in between genius and pathetic. Yeah, exactly. In the voice acting type of deal. The guy from Community that played him in Harley Quinn show is also really good. Yeah, I would say so. Honestly, this is probably one of the best versions of Suicide Squad done right. Yeah, exactly. I would say so. Suicide Squad Hell to Pay was also pretty good. At least with that one, they went full R-rated with it. So I'm like, yeah, that in and of itself is a great option for like kids. Do you like Killer Frost or the heroic? Honestly, I prefer the villain more because it's like, again, I don't like the constant villains becoming heroes and stuff. I'm like, can we just have villains that are just villains, as opposed to like they need to redeem every single character? I don't know. That's just me. It's like too many times some writers just want to make all of these characters like heroes forever, and I'm like, that's not the way this is supposed to work, but okay. Speaking of Suicide Squad, how did you feel about Deadshot in this movie? I liked that, and I liked that it was the classic Floyd Lawton, but we know now that that's like a multiverse version of Floyd Lawton that was tried to replace the main one. So that's actually really interesting how they explained why the Black Floyd Lawton is the real one, and the one that like the one that's like the one from like Arkham City was like the imposter, or the one obviously in this now. I really liked Deadshot's one of my favorite like characters, because all he is just a dude with arm guns. I really dig how like does it, and I liked his design in this. It was simple. It was a little blocky because of like the like arm guns, as opposed to, let's say, the ones he had in like Injustice 2, Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, the default ones. And even in Hell to Pay, he had a different design. And I'm like, I don't really have that big of a preference for it. And Robert's here, so let me play his intro.
Hey, what's up, man? What I missed?
Nothing. We're just talking about. We're talking about also that Suicide Squad killed the Justice League recanonized this movie.
I did.
Because remember, one of the points that people always point to is King Shark, right?
Right.
Now, Penguin in Suicide Squad looks at King Shark and says, didn't your cousin used to work for me?
Oh, I wouldn't say I fully recanonized it, did it?
No, but it puts the doubt in there that it's like, okay, that was just a cousin of King Shark.
I don't think so.
Let me put it this way: they haven't like said otherwise. The only information that I ever see about this movie is that it's in the Arkham canon.
Like, I do the one thing my favorite part about this movie was
What?
Killer Frost.
Yeah, everyone loves Killer Frost in this. But Robert, do you prefer the heroic Frost or the villain?
Ooh, both work. I only accept good if it's Caitlin.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's not Caitlin, no.
Because wasn't like Luis the one? Luis is the one in this, but wasn't Luis also the one in Hell to Pay?
Yes. I also got to say Jennifer Hale nails it, of course.
She nails everything. What are you talking about? She nails
everything. I know.
I also love Deadshot in this because again, it's the multiversal version of Deadshot. So I think that that's actually kind of it.
Again, that wasn't in the case when they wrote this.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's like I liked it, Deadshot. I like how they play off of his daughter. I also love at the very end when like Amanda Waller sees like a laser sight and it's like
oh fuck.
He's like boom.
And we don't know if she died or not. They left that ambiguous.
Yeah, because they shorted out all their like bombs in their necks.
Mm-hmm.
So I really dig that. Karen says, now here's the big question. Before Suicide Squad, KJ made it, do you believe Deadshot killed Waller? Because I always thought that, especially if you take
I don't know.
I don't think so, because in my opinion, I think that was more of the don't mess with me, otherwise I could kill you at any moment.
I do think, though, it was stated before that Batman did stop him.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with no, he didn't.
By the way, this has one of my favorite Waller lines. Period.
Don't mess with the wall.
No. No one screws the wall.
Yeah, I love that.
No one screws the wall. That is one of the best Waller lines. Period. Okay. And having CCH Pounder still doing it.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, NJ asks, what's DC stance on Deadshot's race? Is he white or black? Because that's always confusing. I'm pretty sure.
He's still white. He's still white.
He's still white. The only one they did black was yeah, I'm here. The only one they did white was black was Suicide Squad the game, because Will Smith's Deadshot was like big back then. And
they had to go as far as retconning it.
Yeah.
Wait, I didn't realize. That throws everything into question with his daughter.
Oh yeah.
How can his daughter be white?
And he goes, I bought my daughter a Wonder Woman t-shirt. And I'm like,
well, that too, but you get what I'm saying.
Here's the thing. I saw an interesting YouTube video that says that if they ever wanted to decanonize Suicide Squad, literally all they had to do was say this took place on an Earth similar to Arkham, but not Arkham Earth. That's all they would have to do.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. In the last, it's the Secret Six, he's white. Yeah, exactly. In DC canon, he's white.
Yep. Just a sec.
Yeah, exactly. But I also really dig, and he had to run real quick. Now I'm going to send the link to Nyx. She should be joining us. So here we go. And here we go. Yeah. And
sorry about that.
No, it's all good. But yeah, and I also love the dynamic between Killer Frost and King Shark. I also love
good Sharky.
I also love where she grabs Freeze's gun, and it only works if it's cold, so she just freezes her hand.
Yep. I also, of course, love her being a corpse, posing as a corpse.
Yeah, exactly. I love. Yeah, and then she makes out with the dude and then freezes his head.
Yep, and of course, because she's also naked.
Well, yeah, I also love where King Shark is charging those gun guys, but he's afraid of heights, so she's like, I'll cover your eyes, just do what I say.
Yep, but technically then, it is up in the air if she died.
Did she?
Remember, Bane, someone throws her in the police car, and then it blows up.
Oh yeah.
So she could have died.
Yeah, she could have died. That's true.
Which I thought that was the lousiest way for her to go. It's like, really?
They just, yeah, at the end, they were like, quick, we have to kill people. Start killing people.
Yep.
The other thing I really loved, I love the music whenever Poison Ivy did anything.
Mm-hmm.
And also Poison Ivy doing anything was really cool. It's cool seeing all the Arkham designs for the characters, like obviously in animation and such.
By the way, Hayden Welsh reprising as Harley. She did pretty good.
Yeah, because Tabby asked about Harley. I would say for Harley Quinn, that's not like Tara Strong or anything like that. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good.
She was from the Batman.
Yeah, exactly. And Jay says, it doesn't Killer Frost have enhanced durability, or is she just human with ice powers? I don't think it has enhanced durability.
Well, to be fair, most heroes and villains by default have that, but usually no. And it being a big fire explosion, I don't think would matter.
Yeah, exactly. Particularly if she were a human in human form at that point.
And I thought, though, for the case of the Arkham, being the Arkhamverse, yeah, I think they might still have a little bit of groundedness to it.
Yeah, exactly. Because the Arkhamverse in itself is fairly grounded. Fairly,
yes.
Yeah, and Cameron says, I love that no matter what, Deadshot and Captain Boomer will always butt heads with one another. Yeah,
exactly. That's default. That's default.
I also love where in Hell to Pay, when they're talking about God, and then Deadshot goes, "Oh yeah, I believe in God. I wish he would shut you up." I love that, and it's like, the other thing. This was this coming out around the same time as the new 52 Suicide Squad book?
Maybe. No, I don't think so.
Because I asked this is
when did this come out?
Yeah, let me see. This came out in 2016.
Oh, yep. Never mind then.
Yeah, because the reason why I ask is because wasn't in the new 52 where it was established that Harley's on the squad?
True.
So that's what I was wondering about that. But
2014, but regardless.
Yeah, exactly. The other thing that's kind of interesting about this is that, let me see. Wasn't this also the movie? This is also the movie where it shows that Harley and Deadshot kind of have a thing.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good start. Oh, what the hell?
Yahtzee! I love whenever she says Yahtzee!
Yahtzee! But it's like a good start. What the hell?
Yeah, I also love, it's like all of a sudden you start hearing a bunch of lamps breaking. I also love when we first see Harley Quinn, she's playing a Game Boy, and then the nurse comes.
Oh yeah, it bites her ear off.
Yeah, I'm like, that is so Harley. And honestly, pretty good design for all the characters, especially Harley.
Oh, I say more Frost.
Oh, Frost had the best design. Frost has the best point.
And of course, I love it. Of course, her kneeing Boomerang in the balls.
And we have a guest in the show.
Batman doesn't do ships.
Nix, we're just about to talk about Harley Quinn. You came just in time.
Oh, wow. And the perfect avatar, too.
So what'd you think of Harley Quinn in this movie, Nix?
I'm a bit mixed on her. On the one hand, I really like the design for her, but unfortunately, I feel like they don't really give her enough time in the full costume.
True. Oh, yeah.
Which is, it's very disappointing because the costume itself is very unique looking.
Yeah, it's like they wanted to come up with a variation of her Arkham City outfit, but not go all the way with it.
I will say the other part of this movie I love when they're trying to lure in the guards, like, hey, come on in, we're having a party. Harley's topless in the corner.
I guess if this was rated R or was this? No, this was PG-13.
But it was PG-13. It feels like it's rated R.
But they pushed it.
Like when King Shark grabs the dude and pulls him into the water, and then you see a puddle of blood.
Again, with all the nudity and everything, they really pushed it.
Yeah,
because it's still off screen. It's still off screen nudity, but still.
Yeah, exactly.
It's implied.
It's
They
very
implied
implied. Enzo saying Gus Fring's Black Spider was a great decision. Yeah, he sounded very like sadistic and creepy. I love that.
Although to be fair, technically he's not meant to be a bad guy.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so Robert, explain Black Spider.
Black Spider is basically one of the Batman rival, kind of XP, evil Batman XPs who's still more anti-heroic.
So he's not supposed to be a straight up bad guy.
Well, at least the point where his dying Batman will at least be more like, about it happening. But I will say though, I did like the psych out, the switcheroo. But
that was great. As soon as I was like, as soon as the bombs go off and then he starts laughing, I'm like, oh, interesting.
Yeah, but at the same time, Batman pulling a stunt like that. That's why I'm saying that is the most dubious thing Arkham Knight Batman has done.
Well, here's the
Arkhamverse Batman.
Here's the problem with that. Because he knows that guy's going to get shot at, and it's like he took away his spider gear, so you basically just screwed the guy.
Yep.
You killed him, Bruce.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I doubt he would have thought that Waller would have triggered the bombs.
I won't kill you, but I don't have to save you.
Yeah, but again, for all he probably knew, he was staying unconscious, or he probably didn't think that Joker would have gotten out, because he wouldn't have known about Harley indirectly getting Joker free.
And I love how Batman apparently has two cowls on, because if you notice, he has the cowl on his Black Spider thing, and then Black Spider has the cowl on.
Of course, he always has backup cowls.
Of course he does. A Batman has those are called contingency cowls. And NJ, Black Spider is distinctive enough that Marvel can't really do anything.
Well, yeah, exactly, because he's more. I'll say this: Black Spider is more like Black Tarantula.
Yeah, but I also love where they're getting shocked because they're trying to show out the bombs, and Joker's like, "Ooh, a brain flossing."
Yep. Oh, and Harley loving it.
Yeah, I love it. She's like, "Ah!" I love that. That's really good.
I can so see that that Arkhamverse Joker's done that to her plenty of times.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, so next I want to ask, how do you feel about the relationship between Harley and Deadshot?
I'm not a fan. DC kept trying to push it for a while, but I'm not a fan.
Are you more of a fan of the Harley Quinn and Nightwing from that movie?
Oh God, no. Honestly, I think my favorite one, my favorite couple that they kind of allude to is King Shark and Killer Frost.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really helped by Jennifer Hale's amazing portrayal.
Oh yeah.
Good Sharky.
Yeah, I love Jennifer Hale in pretty much anything. So it's like, oh yeah, she's in this. So I was like, yes.
And she's done Killer Frost before.
Many times. She's just as Killer Frost.
Exactly. Yeah, she's done Killer Frost plenty of times. Although she's also acknowledged she's not sure what. Like at one point when someone brought up which one, she's like, "Wait, there's multiple ones." She had no clue. She had no clue there were multiple different.
Has she played Caitlyn before?
Yes, technically she did in the Lego DC Supervillains.
Okay. And by the way, NJ, that's only in the DC AMU as far as I know.
What?
In terms of King Shark being in a Constantine.
Oh, yep. That's only the DC AMU, and that was a joke line.
That was a joke line, exactly. But I really dug the.
Now, also the fact that this is more like, again, going back to this being grounded, this is clearly not. Well, he's definitely not a demigod, King Shark.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's more of like
malformed.
Yeah, malformed or like DNA experiment or something. And I love how he has like extra sharp teeth. I also love, speaking of sharp teeth, of course, we see Penguin, and he's, of course, eating fish like whole. And I'm like, someone watched the Tim Burton movies.
Yeah, but I will also say, though, King Shark's death, though, it felt bad. You felt bad because it's like his skin is hide is too thick.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, God. Yeah, exactly. I'm like, oh, no.
Although I didn't care that Frost didn't seem to care afterwards.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Cameron says, I love that one guard in the scene was like, maybe she'll kill him when Harley is shooting at Joker. Yeah, and he's just crouching beneath the little air hole.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Remind me, did they ever make it clear I forget if they made it clear if Harley intended it or not?
Intended to kill him? I don't.
No. To get him out.
I don't know.
Well, because hey, you could, given what's been shown about her as Harleen, which I think there's still, and this version still show there's always a bit of Harleen still active at all times. It could have.
The thing is, it's like I think the part that makes me a little bit like this is intentional is the dialogue later when she says, "How else was I supposed to get to break you out of Arkham?"
Exactly.
Is that just Harley trying to avoid getting attacked by the Joker? Maybe.
But it could also
Very
indicate that she's.
possible. I mean, considering they're volatile, like she's not just being abused. Like we saw with the gun and her shooting at him, she gives as good as she gets.
Well, here's the thing: I always prefer handling of besides going with Harley, of course, being completely over him is. I always prefer what was done in Gotham City Sirens, the comic, where she's over him, she's completely independent, right? Even to the point where she's ready to go and confront him and kill him, even means throwing her friends under the bus. But the moment she's right in front of him, Patton!
Yeah, exactly.
She can't help herself. Like after she can make all the progress in the world, the moment she's right close to him, she just falls apart.
Oh yeah, she's an addict for him through and through.
Tevye asks, how did the Joker escape the helicopter exploding? Comics.
It's like we always knew he's going to survive until City.
Well, yeah, he has to survive because it's like this is a prequel, guys. And now that what do we think of Deadshot versus Joker? Also, Deadshot, a real one for basically telling Joker he slept with Harley. Yeah, I know.
That's the one that makes that relationship in this movie work. Is that moment?
Yeah, exactly. I love that, and it's I in terms of like how we feel about that fight, I love it. I think it's really like interesting. Also, Deadshot because it shows their like. Different fighting styles where Deadshot primarily goes in for like his guns or like his arm guns and Joker. I mean, Deadshot is still a pretty decent hand-to-hand combat guy, but obviously his thing is firearms, right?
Now, I will say this.
Yeah.
I will say this. If you had to tell me who would I think it's better for Harley to be with, it would be Deadshot. I'm saying for her own sake.
If he was interested in her in that way, but it's very clear that it was more of like a one night kind of deal.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And even in like the Ayer cut of Suicide Squad, it wasn't going to be a thing.
Yeah.
In Tinian's Batman run, she shot one of Joker's eyes. Really?
Wait, what?
When was that? Oh, I think you're talking. I think NJ's talking about in the Tinian Batman run. When Joker.
Oh yeah, Joker War.
Yeah, when Joker's in the toothpaste Batman suit.
Mm-hmm.
I call it that because I'm sorry, the Bright Knight.
Because that was meant to be his final story.
So that's supposed to be his final form.
Yeah, that was meant to be the last Joker story originally.
And yet DC couldn't have the balls.
Well, no, it's because 5G got canceled.
Oh yeah.
Remember, it was supposed.
Wait. Actually, here's the thing. If we that wouldn't have aligned with 5G because in 5G, Batman hires Joker to kill Bane.
No, that happened in the Joker comic.
No, but that was one of the 5G plans, Robert.
Oh, right.
That was the 5G plans, and that was going to set Batman. That was going to like separate Batman from the rest of the Bat family because like you hired the Joker to kill him.
Mm-hmm. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Timo says Assault on Arkham is probably the most mature, well-written DC cartoon before Apocalypse War. It's definitely the most mature before they started being able to do the R-rated stuff. Because let me put it this way: compare this to Hell to Pay. In Hell to Pay, it's R-rated, so you could have like brains exploding everywhere and blood and all that stuff.
Or have it be showing us the Reverse Flash, what happened to him in Flashpoint.
Oh yeah, the brain thing, or boobs. That's in the case of Knockout.
Yep.
Which I always I thought it was kind of funny. She comes down to in her office. She goes, "What do you think? 2 Wonder Woman?"
Ha!
And by TMO says, "Well, actually, when you have like the Harley Quinn show, they can have more mature stuff. It just depends on the character and stuff."
Oh yeah.
Call the Harley Quinn show mature.
You know what
Like,
I mean, Nix.
Like for example, Killer Frost, for that one scene of her in the being acting like a corpse, that's fine. Most of the time, no, her being naked. I mean, it's from I would say this version. Oh yeah, I could see her being naked all the time. But most versions of Frost, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. But so continuing on with this movie. So it essentially, at first it starts, so they get out of Arkham because the other thing, Batman's interest is the Joker has hidden a dirty bomb, and it being in Harley's hammer, I'm like, okay, that's actually really, of course the Joker would put the bomb in something close to Harley.
Yep,
Well, yeah, of
definitely.
course. She's his favorite punching bag.
Yeah, exactly. And then I love how the movie. So you would think it would end as soon as they get the flash drive and get out of Arkham, but no. Then it's like Batman and Deadshot against the Joker, and then there's also that fight. So I really like how it does 2 different settings once they leave Arkham. That's actually really cool.
Also, Wally Ringwood continues to show why he is the definitive Riddler voice.
Oh yeah, and that's the thing about them. We were talking about this earlier. The thing about the Riddler voice actors is you need someone that comes off as I'm better than you, but he sounds off as slightly insecure.
He's doing the Frank Gorshin voice. Why do you think he was the one character to keep going in the Batman Adam West animated movie?
Mm-hmm.
Because he practically sounds like Frank Gorshin.
Yeah, exactly.
But yes, I will always say that he is, in my opinion, more than even John Glover, the definitive Riddler.
Yeah, I would say so.
Especially following the entire Arkhamverse from being Enigma all the way to Night.
What do you think, Nix?
Oh, I think they got good Riddler.
Me too.
I think they used him well too.
Particularly, he sounded like the one in the Arkham games as well. So
that's the actor. That's the actor.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's why I'm like, that makes sense then.
That's what I'm saying. That he's the carryover.
Yeah.
Wait. We have an Arkham Riddler that isn't just leaving behind stupid trophies everywhere.
I know, right?
Well, to be fair, he never had time to do it.
Riddle me this, Batman. Yeah, I'm like that's the one part of the Arkham games that universally I hate. Hey, what's up, Legion? Yeah, you got to get gift notifications. That's awesome. Yeah,
I don't mind. I don't mind.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
the riddles.
Well, did you get all the trophies in Arkham Knight?
I always 100%, and I don't mind.
It would be one thing. I would be a little less hard on it if they actually gave you a good enough reward for getting it, because all they give you is the same Arkham Knight Batsuit with a yellow logo. I'm like, that's it?
I'll tell you this. You know what the more annoying thing is all of the different achievements or to do in Origins to unlock abilities.
Okay,
that is worse, especially because one of them unless you pull off a little bit of exploring the system, requires you to have to start the game over again, which is trying to stop a crime in different districts. By the time that's activated, that's not until they won't do one at one of the earlier points on the bridge. So of course, the only way to do that is to trick a bad guy from a crime to lead all the way to the bridge and take him down there to trick the system.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, you got to do a whole new game.
Tatevia asked question. I just realized, why did Amanda Waller even recruit the Riddler? Why not? He's a smart dude. She does.
And again, she would do it for any criminal. It's just that she underestimated his smarts.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Amanda Waller is not known for making great decisions.
I mean, she keeps putting Harley Quinn on the Suicide Squad.
What's this whole thing? It's funny because it's even brought up in the original Suicide Squad movie, but like her whole thing is, well, what if metahumans suddenly decided to become a problem?
She makes them a problem. She makes them a problem.
Yeah, exactly. She makes them a problem.
Not only
but
that,
also, what the hell is Harley Quinn gonna do against, let's say, Superman?
bingo. It's like, I'm going to grab a bunch of non-powered characters that, like, use guns and stuff.
Or to be fair, though, I don't think she was ever really intending on saying up to Superman. She was using it as a way to get the funding.
Well, and remember, yeah, I sure hope so, because, Robert, remember Slipknot, the man that can climb anything?
Yeah. Again, it's clear the whole point of that, of her saying that, was, of course, she's saying that after Superman died. So the course of, like, she had no intent. She's like, well, we're not going to have to deal with anyone of that caliber.
Mm-hmm.
It's the DC universe, and she just doesn't realize the world she's living in.
No, she is. She is. That's one thing I always give Waller. She is very aware.
Okay, but let's say Doomsday comes around, or Darkseid. Oh,
true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so
well, we don't. We don't
Captain
use.
Boomerang gonna do against Darkseid?
Well, that's the thing though with Waller. Oh, she's only taking into account things that she can predict, not things that are wild cards out of nowhere.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, by the way, NJ says, does Amanda hate Lex or their goals match? Their goals really do actually match because Lex is also like these superhumans could be threats.
Hey,
yeah, but it's more of a threat to his ego kind of thing.
But he was part of her cabinet, and she was part of his cabinet during his presidency. And if to go by public enemies, he kissed her.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know what was up with that, but like,
I think the show it was trying to show how unhinged he was due to the kryptonite. I actually asked him that. That was just to show how unhinged he was.
It was in the original comic too. So.
Yeah, that's why. It was to show how unhinged he was.
So I'm like, that's odd, but okay.
Hey, it worked.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things, I can't remember where they say it, but in one of the old Superman comics, they're like, kryptonite doesn't harm humans, it only harms Kryptonians. And I'm like, oh, tell that to Lex years down the line.
Well, again, they always go back and forth between what can kryptonite do to normal humans. Oh, yeah, you know what? I gotta say, because you have talked about public enemy before I came on. I gotta say, because we're bringing up now my favorite. Yeah, it's two of my favorite Lex lines. One, you come to this planet to call yourself the savior of mankind. Well, I think it's time you died for your sins. Oh, and I haven't thought about a morning. I haven't woken up with the thought of strangling you. That sanctimonious attitude fooled everybody except me, because I know evil.
I love that. That's great.
And again, hearing Clancy say it made it one of the best.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
Clancy can make any line work.
Oh yeah, exactly. He gets that asshole Lex Luthor that he really wants.
Oh, by the way, Troy Baker up, Joker again.
Yeah, not bad. He's one of those Joker actors that I think he works in small doses.
And as shown in Batman TMNT, he could do both Batman and Joker in the same movie.
Yeah, that's hilarious. It's like Batman and Joker have a conversation. It's just him in a booth by himself.
But I always give him the prop for that, though. I always say, Roger, people always bring up Troy as being the successor to Kevin. No, it is still Roger.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. When I talk to myself, though, in a booth, I'm crazy. He's a genius.
He's a revolutionary dude.
Here's the thing.
Bradley Baker.
Here's what people say about when you're like, it's okay to talk to voices, because hey, how many times do you talk to your laptop when it's not thinking right? It's a total another thing to expect it to talk back.
Yeah, I know.
It is.
Tavia asks, I just realized something with Black Spider. He has a character. I thought he was interesting, but his death was kind of tragic. Well, yeah, but it's like all of them.
Did Batman really take into account? I don't think he did.
Because Batman probably didn't know there was a bomb in someone's neck.
Yeah, because to be fair, it's always up and down how much Batman knows about the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, even in this, it's kind of like ambiguous if you know, because we know that this squad has been together before because Deadshot goes, "Oh, not again." So it's like the squad exists. So it's
But
like
Frost wasn't. Frost was meant to be the newcomer.
yeah, I think Frost, KG Beast. I think even King Shark was not on the squad before.
Right. But Frost was definitely meant to be the newbie.
Yeah, and Cameron, yeah, the costume for Harley when she actually had the full costume on is actually pretty peak in my opinion.
I was gonna say too. I like that it's kind of basic. It's literally just her regular costume, but like a little more risque.
I will say this. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say too. I'm gonna be a little controversial here. I am not a big fan of Tara Strong as Harley Quinn. I think I like Hynden Welch.
Hayden Welch, yeah. Well, I gotta say, technically, the Arkham is the only version of a character who's had her three main voice actors voice her.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then NJ says, do you think Waller and Veronica Kill get along? I would say so. It's just anyone that doesn't trust a superhuman.
Yep. Now, I want to say in defense of Tara, I think when she started the role, she did really well. As it became more and more like her regular gigs, is when she made it like it's not as unique and special anymore. It's just her typical zany voice. Like in Arkham City.
It is.
Wait, Al Creepy?
Screechy.
But she wasn't that way in Arkham City.
Yeah, exactly.
I would say in Arkham City, I think was her best foray into it, with a bit of Night. But afterwards, anytime out of the Arkhamverse, and including Suicide Squad kills the Justice League, I'll say she has been screechy. Yes,
a little too screechy. Yeah, I'm like, okay, just
like I said, it's her standard crazy voice.
Yeah, and I'm like, that. I get that. That's kind of like okay. But I get that that's like her style, but it's like that's not necessarily Harley.
Like I said, I think originally she was trying to be faithful to Arlene, and then as it went on, it's like, oh, this is going to be one of my regular gigs. I'll make it my own, and just went with her default crazy voice.
Yeah, Cameron asked, now Batman and Waller conversation at the end, as much as I love Batman standing up to her, can he actually defeat her? Yeah, absolutely.
Well, he can stop her in person. Would he be willing to take her down without the evidence to shut her down? No.
Because here's the thing. I guarantee you evidence taken from a vigilante is not admissible in court. He would have
Batman knows that. And Batman knows that. He has to have ties in the government for someone who can actually pull the strings.
That's why, when you think about it, it's not like either one would defeat the other. They're more like at an impasse.
Mm-hmm. Although Waller's probably the one who's always having more of an edge.
Well, yeah, because she works for the government.
Exactly.
I like in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited where they're kind of on like shaky neutral grounds. Like they're both like, yeah, you and I both know that like it's possible for a superhuman to go like off the rails for whatever reason. Maybe they're mind controlled, maybe they've just snapped. But at the same time, you gotta let us handle our own.
Yeah, and I would say that's by far the most heroic Waller is the DCAU version. By comparison.
Definitely the most contemplative.
Yeah. Would you agree with that, Jared?
Yeah, I would say so.
Because especially her by, of course, one of the best lines in Batman Beyond. He left his DNA everywhere. Not remotely what I meant.
Even though that led to one of the stupidest retcons in the DCAU.
Oh,
yeah,
I know.
And you know about it.
You know what the justification was?
What?
The hair.
No, but I'm like, the idea about Terry being Batman's like,
I know,
kid. No.
But I'm saying, most of that was because of the hair.
I know, but it's like
the hair is what threw it off.
I'm like, why did you have to do it, guys? Come on.
Yeah, but hey, at least it just kind of way like, oh, but it's not like they had to be. Oh, he slept with his mom. No, wasn't like that.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm like, I still don't like it.
Oh, I know. Oh, I get it. And also, does this mean that his brother can potentially become another Batman?
I know.
That they didn't think that through because they go on about wanting the brother. What I forget his name by now, but
I forget the brother's name, but yeah.
But it's like they wanted him to just be a regular civilian. They didn't want him to become like Robin or anything. And I'm like, well, you kind of screwed that up, buddy.
Well,
He's
to be fair,
biologically Bruce's son, so there's a very good chance he's probably going to get pulled into the vigilante lifestyle one way or another down the line.
well, actually, that's something Jurgens did his Batman Beyond run. He did become Robin.
Oh!
Gotta give props to Jurgens for that.
Yeah, Matt's his name, according to Cameron.
Matt, yep. And he also came up with his own death of the Joker. Joker just died of a heart attack.
Yeah, and I love NJ. Yeah, I really liked Waller in the Telltale game a lot too.
Yeah.
Again, there's never really been a bad Amanda Waller.
Even in Kills the Justice League, she's good.
Oh shit, that's the scary one. She's like, I own you.
Only downside is Deborah Wilson just has to have it in her contract. It looks like they have to look like me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I also love where she goes, you disappoint me, shark.
Oh, no, that, again, her performance was great. I am not going to argue. Her performance was phenomenal.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like, yeah, it's like all the characters have to look like her, and I'm like, yeah, but
with one exception. You know what that is?
What?
Doom the Dark Age.
Who does she play in Doom the Dark Age?
She's what's her name? The daughter of, she's the badass girl.
Oh, really? That's her?
Yeah, that's Deborah. I'm like, she must have came in late for for them to not be able to make her look like her.
Yeah, DC ruined her in absolute power by making her comically evil. I will say, I don't like how for the longest time DC tried to make her like the big bad, and I go, no, I hate this.
Well, here, can I give my justification for why that works? It's because this is her with all the resources she's been wanting. This is what she would do if she...
I get that, Robert. It's just I don't like from a DC perspective, an editorial perspective, them trying to make her like the main bad guy.
All right, that's fair. I just feel like this is something that's been building since her first appearance.
Yeah, but it's like if she has that mutual understanding with Batman, she knows necessarily he's gonna at least keep them in line. So it's like it doesn't necessarily work that well.
Well, here's what I think about that. She has that understanding because she doesn't have the clout.
But NJ says Amanda's a control freak, not evil. I agree.
Yeah, that's true. But also, here's the other thing. After Dark Crisis, I do think she, and all that, I do think even she would be like, well, see, here's my point. Look what happened when they were off the board.
But then the other heroes rose up to stand against it.
Yeah.
True.
So it's like for me, Robert, at least it didn't really follow, and it was more like because at the time they were also really pushing Amanda Waller through like Suicide Squad, and like everything seemed to be about Amanda Waller being the villain. It's kind of like in the year when like I think the Joker movie came out, you had like 3 Jokers and then death metal at the same time, and I'm like, what?
True, that is true.
And I'm like, stop. And by Kevin says, I mean, if you needed someone like Waller in absolute, Eiling, or maybe you guys are going to hate me, but Max, either of those would have worked.
Yeah, but I was saying so. Max, they basically made discount Waller.
Yeah, that's true. Making him the evil guy. Yeah, he is kind of like that.
Because again, that was Waller's position before Max did. So again, this is why I keep saying Waller. This was always there for her. It's since the beginning. She just never had the resources to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were building up to this since War of Earth 3. But it's not as weak as that story was. They had been building up to it.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, I think that's a good place to leave it. So how do you guys rate this movie out of 10? I'll start with Nick's.
I rated like an 8 or a 9 for me. It's pretty good, but also there are some weak points to it, and I wish it was a little longer.
Yeah, that's true. It is kind of short.
right?
How about you, Robert?
Same thing, exact same reason. And especially, again, I don't keep praising just Killer Frost because it's Jennifer Hale, but also just the evil sexiness of her.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. Of course. And that's the way it really works. So I appreciate that. But let's see. Maybe I have to say it, but Mark Shaw is the main villain of Absolute Power because that character's really been bad. But at least Mark Shaw.
No, they're bringing up because for what he should not be named did with him.
Oh, you mean Leviathan? Yeah, but that's not really what Leviathan was trying to do, though.
Yeah, and again, that's just like they always seem to back. I think they killed him off at the end of Checkmate. I'm sorry. Sorry about that.
They might have, and yeah. So I give the movie an 8 or 9 out of 10 as well because yeah, it's awesome. There are some like points where I'm like, okay, I think that could have been done better, and yeah, it does just end at the end, and I'm like, that's it. But other than that, it's pretty good.
But I do think that was a great moment to end it on.
Yeah, that's true. But it's like everything resolved too quickly in my mind.
True.
Exactly, right? It felt like just as it was starting to get good, it just kind of came to an end. Like they were like, okay, we gotta get this wrapped up. Come on, people, chop chop. And
yeah, exactly.
I don't know. It just
exactly, but it's like I'll give it that. As far as Comics League, you guys can expect the What If Superman and Wonder Woman Met in High School episode that's coming out on Monday, and that's about all I can say for right now. Robert, where can we find you? What have you got coming out?
Link down below in the description, and I'm coming up with my 650 as well. I'll be going over Dan and celebrating my 4-year anniversary. Yeah, 650 episodes in years, and where I will be going over Dan Slott's Silver Surfer.
Yeah. How about you, Nix?
Oh, you can find me on Twitter at BattyGirlNix. I'm taking a bit of a hiatus from my creative endeavors at the moment. I bought a game a few months ago, and I've been kind of powering through it. It's been a lot.
Sweet. But anyway, so stay woke, everyone. Remember, Lois Lane is Lois Lane. Her heart is as cold as Killer Frost. I had to. Zoe's the max about for life. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.